I'm Fran Duvall, the hostess, I guess. And I'm happy to have our first guest here, who is Donna Epps. Donna is the fairly new Garden Ridge administrator, and Garden Ridge being our facility here on campus that houses those who need assistance and nursing, etc.
Right. As many of you know, Garden Ridge is our continuing care community where we do provide assisted living, memory care, and we also have our short-term rehab and as well as long-term care services, all housed under one roof.
Yeah, all inside that gate up there that we enter in and out of.
How about that?
And there's lots of stuff going on, lots of activity going on over there in terms of the building itself.
Yes, there is. As everyone now knows, we've added our fourth wing to Garden Ridge, which is Dogwood Commons. So we have our clubhouse or our common area and office spaces. We have Evergreen Terrace and Rose Court, and now we have Dogwood Commons. So I think that everyone realizes that that building is complete, and we're getting ready to move our first residents in. So it is very exciting there right now. And I want to take just a couple of minutes to answer some of the questions that I have received.
Okay.
Starting January 8th and 9th, we will move our first residents into Dogwood Commons on the fourth floor, and that will be our memory care residents. Dogwood Commons has a total of 79 resident apartments. So the fourth floor is memory care, and then we will have some memory care residents actually remain in Garden Ridge. Then the next moves will start later in January, and we will occupy the remaining 3 floors of Dogwood Commons with a current assisted living residence. And then once that's done, we start the next phase of the project, which is the renovation of the existing resident room spaces, common areas, and what is considered the clubhouse area. And that's going to take another 2 years to get all of that done. We will actually have a net gain of about 15 rooms. So even though we have this lovely new wing with 79 rooms, with the renovations that will be going on in the existing spaces, we'll be making some of the rooms larger. So we will be combining some of the 3 room apartments into 2, so they'll be larger. And then we are also going to be moving all the offices around, and so where things are now, they will not necessarily be in those same places. So on the first floor, one of the last phases of the project, the lobby and the administration suite and the admission suite will all be in different places. Then on the second floor, the rehab gym is going to be redone. We're also adding a kind of a mini fitness center for residents to use at their leisure as well. And then our employee health and wellness clinic will still remain there as well. So it's going to take another couple of years before everything is finished.
But now you told me off the air, we were chatting about it, and you said the residents who are being moved in January, beginning in January, that will be their permanent residence.
Yes.
I mean, they won't be moved back again after renovations are done in some other part of the building.
Right, not those residents, but as we renovate the remaining current or the older facility, some residents will be temporarily moved as their spaces get refreshed and renovated as well. And then they'll move back to those spaces.
Okay, good.
And then another question I get is, well, can I reserve my apartment? And right now, for the new rooms, existing Garden Ridge residents are moving into those spaces. As you can see on the screen, some of the new Dogwood Commons amenities, but at the end, the entire building will have the same look and feel. For anyone who's been over there, we've already done some renovations of the dining areas, both in Rose Court and Evergreen. So now we're going to expand that into the actual resident rooms. But we had to do this move first to vacate spaces so that we would be able to renovate. Then the other question I commonly get is, well, what will the process be if I need the next level of care? So that process will not change.
Okay.
We will continue to work with the resident services coordinators in independent living, the medical center, our social work team, and our clinical management team, and along with the resident and the family, to determine when it's appropriate for them to move on to the next level of service. And then they'll be placed according to the rooms that we have vacant at that time.
Yeah. But persons can at least have some idea. Are you going to have an open house or anything again, so people can look at those?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Fran, because actually today, and I think that's going to be put up on the screen, today and tomorrow, we're actually having what we call Get a Glimpse tours, where we have a schedule of the campus shuttle will be dedicated to bringing people over to Garden Ridge, and they'll be able to see, I think on the first floor, which will be assisted living apartments, and then on the fourth floor, which is our memory care unit, and they'll get a chance to actually see what the new space looks like. So those tours start at 10 o'clock today, and I think they're going to put that up on the screen so that you can jot down the time that you may want to come over, and that's today and tomorrow.
Okay.
And those times have been published on the
now
scroll
those
as
rooms
well.
you're going to show, are they furnished?
Yes.
Now? Okay.
Yes, we do have some model apartment rooms.
Okay.
And it's the very same layout that you'll see on the video tour that we have, the virtual tour that we have.
All
yes.
Right. All right.
So.
Well, that's you stepped into a whole new happening over there, like rebuilding Green Spring when you took on this administrator job.
But it's very exciting because people don't realize just how much activity goes on over in Garden Ridge, and we have just put the tour times up, so I'll take a minute to go over that. But the first tour leaves Town Center at 10 a.m. and then at 10:30 a.m. the bus will drop you off at Garden Ridge. You will be met at the door and escorted over to the first floor of Dogwood Commons, and then you will have tour guides that will take you to the apartments, and you'll get a chance to see some of the amenity spaces over there. And then we'll have Village Square at 11 o'clock and 11:30, and then Hunter's Crossing at 12 and 12:30. These are pretty quick tours, so if you have any additional questions, staff will take your names and we will get back with you with your specific questions.
Do I understand you saying people will be, say, picked up at Village Square at 11 and go right to Garden Ridge?
Yes.
They won't go to the other neighborhood centers.
Yes.
For getting people over to Garden Ridge.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure that that's what you were saying.
Yes, we have worked with transportation, and they have dedicated a bus just for the tours today and tomorrow. But if people want to walk over or catch the shuttle, they can certainly do that as well.
But for the dedicated shuttle from your neighborhood center, you would get it at those times that are listed.
Yes.
Do the front desks have those times?
They should. I believe they do.
Yeah, okay.
And if they don't, we'll make sure they do.
Yeah, because people will be asking, I'm sure. Well, that's good. So that's the new part. I noticed that a lot of the heavy equipment was gone that was parked in there, and that back way to go into that place. Yes,
so the construction road has been closed down, and all of the heavy equipment is moved. And while we will still be doing some renovations, that type of equipment will no longer be needed. And so they can enter the building and access what they need to do through the normal
regular
entrance
path
to the
and
building.
regular,
Yes.
using regular vehicles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay. All right, so what else?
Well, we are getting ready for the holidays. I know last Friday we had a wonderful holiday celebration with our residents and staff and family members, and the lobby and meeting room at Garden Ridge were just jam-packed. We had such a great time. And I'm really looking forward to sharing, starting in January every month, some of the wonderful activities that we do at Garden Ridge to dispel some of the myths. People think that when you come to Garden Ridge, you don't do a whole lot, but we have activities going on all the time. Our residents go out on trips. Actually, the programming staff took some ladies for a high noon tea yesterday at the Ritz-Carlton.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we have dancing, and we have a wonderful program with our resident ambassadors and other volunteers who regularly come over to Garden Ridge to help with residents transitioning into Garden Ridge and to just help the staff in any way they can. And so we really appreciate that, because it also helps us to just make it a very wholesome and holistic environment for our residents to live in.
Are all your volunteer spots filled?
We can always use more volunteers, and we have a wonderful volunteer coordinator, Yvonne Udo, whose office is actually in Garden Ridge. And so if you would like to volunteer, just reach out to her, and she will take you through the volunteer training, get you registered, et cetera, and oriented.
Right, right.
We can never have too many Garden Ridge volunteers.
Yeah, I thought so. When I've hosted her, and she usually will have one or two spots that are needing someone to help with.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now you're finished with your holiday stuff, or you still have more holiday stuff?
Oh no, we still have our staff parties going on, and this is a time that we get a lot of visitors to Garden Ridge. Carolers, we had some school children there yesterday. So no, we have activities planned all the way through our New Year's Eve celebration.
Now, excuse me if I don't have this right, but is Renee still there?
Renee Budd, who is a wonderful program manager, is there, and
tell her I said hello.
I certainly will. In fact, I will bring her on with me next month. We've already talked about it. So
okay, good. Well, listen, if you don't have any more exciting news to tell us, I'm going to thank you for coming today, and caution everyone to look and try to get one of those dedicated shuttles if you can. Otherwise, get the regular shuttle and take a look at Dogwood Commons. Thank you very much, Donna Epps, for being on today.
Well, thank you, Fran, and happy holidays to you.
Likewise.
Thank you.